I left a fake ultrasound in the drawer my mother-in-law searches. My mother-in-law Diane has never once respected a closed door. She tidies when she visits. She reorganizes my spice rack, and she goes through the drawer in our guest room where I keep old cards and paperwork because she thinks I don't know. I've known for 2 years. My husband Mark and I moved in near his parents right after the wedding, and Diane treated our house like an extension of hers from day one. She'd let herself in with the key Mark gave her for emergencies, and I'd come home to find things moved. Small things at first, then bigger. The drawer thing I figured out because I'm not stupid. I keep our important papers loosely stacked, and every time she visited, they'd be squared up perfectly. One time a birthday card I'd left open was closed and tucked back wrong, so I started paying attention. She always found a reason to be alone upstairs. Just using the bathroom, honey. The guest bathroom is right next to that room. The reason it mattered is because Diane had opinions about our timeline. Mark and I weren't ready for kids yet. We'd talked about it, decided to wait a couple years, enjoy being married first. Diane did not accept this. Every dinner it was, "You're not getting younger, and Mark was such an easy baby, you'd be lucky." When I said we were waiting, she'd smile and say, "We'll see." Then things started happening. Mark's aunt called to congratulate me on news I hadn't shared because there was no news. Mark's cousin sent a onesie in the mail. When I asked Mark what was going on, he went quiet and said his mom had mentioned to a few people that we might be trying. We weren't trying. I'd told Diane that directly. She'd taken a private thing and spun it into a story she liked better. I was furious, but Mark asked me to let it go. She means well. She just wants grandkids. So I let it go. And I started thinking about that drawer. Here's what I did. I ordered a fake ultrasound online. $12. You can put any name and date on it. I put my name, a due date about 8 months out, and the little printout looked completely real. Then I wrote a short note to go with it. Folded, like something private. The note said I was so happy but wanted to wait to tell family until the second trimester, and that I hadn't even told Mark's mom yet because I wanted it to be special. I tucked both into the back of that drawer, under the old cards, exactly where she digs. Then I waited. It took 9 days. Diane came over Sunday for lunch, disappeared upstairs to freshen up, and came back down glowing. She kept touching my arm. She insisted on refilling my water. She wouldn't let me carry a plate. Mark noticed and gave me a look. I just smiled. She lasted about a week before she cracked. The following Saturday, she threw a little family lunch, which turned out to be 20 people. Her sisters, the cousins, neighbors. She stood up, tapped her glass, and announced she had the most wonderful news to share about Mark and Emily. I felt Mark go stiff beside me. Diane beamed at the whole room and said, "We're going to be grandparents." The room erupted. People stood up. Mark's aunt was already crying. Mark turned to me, white, whispering, "Are you? Did you not tell me?" And I stood up too. I said, "Diane, that's amazing. Where did you hear it?" Her smile flickered. "Well, a mother just knows these things." "No," I said. "You read it. In the drawer in our guest room. The one you go through every time you're in our house. You could hear the air change." Her sister set down her fork. Diane laughed, high and thin. "I don't know what you're talking about." I pulled out my phone. "I have doorbell footage of you going straight upstairs the second you arrive. Every visit. I have the paperwork you rearranged. And that ultrasound you read? I printed it off a website for $12. There's no baby. I made it to see if you'd go through my things and then announce it to a room. And you did." In under 2 weeks, Diane's mouth opened and closed. Her sister said, very quietly, "Diane, you went through their private papers?" Mark stood up beside me. I braced for him to defend her. Instead, he set down his napkin and said, "Mom, give me the house key back. Tonight." Diane started crying, saying I'd humiliated her, that I'd set a trap. Her sister said, "You announced a pregnancy that isn't real to my entire family." "She didn't do that. You did." We got the key back that night. She hasn't let herself into our house in 3 months. Now she knocks.